Good morning. It is Thursday, February 22nd. Here's what we're working on. Plans to build affordable housing on a Stony Creek parking lot have been rejected.
The man who killed the Muslim family in London is set to be sentenced today.
And some of Hollywood's top filmmakers have bought a cultural landmark. Could be a landmark day temperature-wise in southern Ontario. Brian joins us now.
Yeah, good morning.
Fresh.
Yeah. It's 5 degrees right now. What?
It was 7 when I got into the car this morning.
Was it really? Yeah, the temperature dips a little bit more as it gets towards sunrise. So 5 at the moment, but 10. Can I get all that in there? 10.
Hey. Wow. Will that be a record?
No, it's close. The record for the day today is 11.7, I believe. So 10 degrees could be close. I mean, yesterday we forecast a high of 8 and we got to 9.4 actually. So we could inch up a little bit and we could get close to setting a record for the day today. And we will even see some sunshine. The wind about the same as yesterday, but there is a slim chance of a shower this morning. It's only about a 40% chance. And then look out for tomorrow, because tomorrow we should hit about 5 degrees and then the wind shift and the temperatures go right down during the afternoon. We'll have a temperature of -6 later in the afternoon and a wind chill of -14. So all of a sudden it goes from spring in the morning to winter, back into winter for the afternoon. But that's tomorrow. We'll talk about it in detail coming up. Traffic this morning. Nothing to show you, nothing to talk about, hardly any volume. 403 Waterdown Road still doing okay. Here's a look at our MTO traffic cameras, and we'll just give you a few. Centennial Parkway coming out of Stony Creek to the Skyway, which is this view here. Top of the Burlington Skyway still looks good. No problems at Appleby. So things moving nicely so far today, and hopefully they will continue to do so. As long as you take it carefully, we'll look at weather and traffic coming up right now. The news.
Hamilton City Councillors have voted against a proposal to turn 2 parking lots in Stony Creek into affordable housing projects. Simone Gavros is at one of those lots with more this morning. Good morning, Simone.
Hi, good morning, Annette. Well, I'm here on Lake Avenue here in Stony Creek, and this is one of the locations that was a part of the recommendations from the city staff that we're looking into possibly turning this into affordable housing. Now, some local residents did express concerns that this is one of the busy areas that could be used for parking in the city, but yesterday it was ultimately shut down in a split vote.
Compare the past practices of the town of Stony Creek to today, the city of Hamilton, and the fact that this was zoned residential at the time as an excuse to build here when it's inappropriate to do so. That was never the intention of this site. It's made further inappropriate by the fact that they are proposing to build right on top of Veterans Lane.
It is an inconvenient feeling and an inconvenient fact that this is about housing. We declared a housing crisis. We didn't declare a parking crisis.
The vote was split 8-8 in council yesterday. And the recommendation would see about 57 free parking spots at 5 and 13 Lake Avenue South be transformed into 67 affordable housing units. This would have accommodated both a 3-story building and a 5-story building in this space at a time when the city is dealing with a housing crisis. Now, yesterday, Mayor Andrea Horvath was among those who voted in favor of the recommendation, and she issued a statement saying she was, quote, extremely disappointed, and saying in part, quote, we had an opportunity to build 67 new affordable units. Instead, a split vote resulted in committee members choosing parking lots over housing people. Now, the final decision here will happen next week at council for what's going to happen with the parking lot and this affordable housing issue. But for now, Tim, I'll send things over to you.
Okay, thanks, Simone. A mother and her 2-year-old child were taken to hospital after their SUV collided with a train at a railway crossing in Hamilton. Both at this point are in stable condition.
I looked out the back window and I saw a car basically right out the back of my house, and half of it looked like it was totaled. So what I'm hearing is that there's a lady that was trying to beat the train, and I guess the train hit the car and it flew over to the side of the tracks there.
So this happened just after 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon when the woman was driving on Cochrane Road near Hickson. So the crossing, it does have flashing lights when a train is approaching, but does not have barriers, which neighbors say does not give drivers enough warning.
The man who murdered 4 members of a Muslim family in London is set to be sentenced today. The 23-year-old was found guilty in November of 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 of attempted murder for hitting the Afzal family with his pickup truck while they were out for a walk in 2021. First-degree murder carries an automatic life sentence of no chance of parole for 25 years, but the sentence for attempted murder can vary. The judge is also expected to rule today on whether the attack amounted to terrorism. Our Matt Ingram is going to be in London today. He'll have live coverage tonight on the evening news and also at chch.com.
Halton police officer has been charged with careless use of a firearm. So the officer was charged late last month with handling a police-issued gun which accidentally fired. Now, no one was injured. Constable Jordan Lee has been suspended with pay and will be in court come April.
The Hamilton Police Service says it is changing the way it collects information about race and identity. So it's been tracking race and identity when officers use force since a 2020 provincial mandate. But now Hamilton Police are looking for volunteers to help change how that data is tracked. It follows information from last year showing that Black people face gross overrepresentation when it comes to the police use of force in Hamilton.
Their voices is what will direct that perspective. They'll help us understand what's going on behind the data. What's the context behind that? How does that data relate to the community? They'll provide strategic advice. They'll provide feedback and movement and action planning to help us drive that strategy forward to a positive outcome.
When we're talking about race identity-based data strategy, that we need to understand these lived experiences have to be part of the design and leading the discussion about this.
The deadline for volunteers to apply is March 22nd. Well, what a day for Hamilton Ticats legend Simone Lawrence, with 2 big events to honor the linebacker's retirement.
Oh, he was just such an exciting, hard-working player. I mean, he symbolized the work ethic of this city. Fits right in, and the fact that he's staying here with us is just fantastic. I mean, he's a true Hamiltonian by nature.
When I saw him on the field, he's explosive, but he's a very gentle giant.
He's a huge part of this community, and he's done so much for Hamilton that he is the heart and soul of this team and for this community. We're going to miss him sorely.
But he's not going away. The soon-to-be Hall of Famer was honored at a rally at Hamilton City Hall and then a sold-out graduation party at Tim Hortons Field last night. He was given the keys to the snowplow that the city named after him, Simone Lawrence. And while he's finished playing, Lawrence takes on a new role as the official brand and community ambassador for Hamilton Sports Group, which owns the Ticats. It was so great to have him on the show yesterday.
He was asking Brian for some snow so he can use his own snowplow.
Yes.
We need some snow, Brian.
I need some.
We need some snow. All right, good stuff. Good work, Sim. All right, let's get into Sportsline. To Arizona we go, and you don't first think about ice and hockey in Arizona, but it is where the best goal scorer in the NHL resides from. That is Austin Matthews. He was attempting to score his 50th goal in only his 54th game with his Maple Leafs in town. And guess what happened?
Back it comes to Liljegren. Matthews shoots, scores! Number 50 for Austin Matthews in his backyard.
Yeah, no way he wasn't going to do it. Matthews on an absolute tear, reaches the 50-goal mark for the second time in his career, becomes the quickest American to do it, beating his own record from 2 years ago when it took him 62 games. He would finish with 60 goals that season. He's on pace for many more than that. And get this, he added another one. When you're hot, you're hot. This one bounces off his chest for his 51st of the year, much to the delight of the heavily littered crowd in Zona. Willie Nylander also scored twice. Leafs win their 5th straight, 6-3. Off to Vegas they go to face the defending champs tonight.
DeBrusque. Oh, McAvoy dangles. A poke check. He scores! Charlie McAvoy wins it in overtime.
Yeah, so the other late game had Boston holding off Connor McDavid and the Oilers in Edmonton after blowing a 4-1 lead. Charlie McAvoy scored the OT winner to give the Big Bad Bruins the 6-5 win. So they kick off a Western Canadian road trip.
Back to feet on the puck, sends it in front. Comes back to line, scores! Harbour Jacki with a rocket off the post today, and the Canadians get the opening goal.
There's Hamilton's Arbor Jacki hammered home his third of the season for the Habs in Montreal as they welcome Buffalo Sabres into the Bell Center. Arbor, in his second season with the Habs, also brought some physical presence as he normally does to help Montreal. But their power play let them down as Alex Tuch would steal the puck right there, go in all alone and score the winner. Buffalo wins it 3-2 in front of their dads. To Calgary for the Scotty Tournament of Hearts, where Kerry Anderson's Team Canada rink would use the last rock to score a deuce in the 10th end to beat Manitoba's Caitlin Laws 6-5 and book a spot in the playoffs. Rachel Hallman also is into the playoffs after her dominating 10-3 win over BC to stay undefeated at 6-0. Jennifer Jones, along with Alberta's Selena Sturman, for the other rinks, also playoff bound. 2 more spots remain as we enter Draw 16 this morning. And on the eve of their CONCACAF Gold Cup debut against El Salvador tonight, the union representing the Canadian women's soccer team has filed a $40 million lawsuit against 15 current and former board members of Canada Soccer, alleging negligence and breach of fiduciary duty. What does that mean? Well, it's based around a 2018 agreement made by Canada Soccer with Canadian Soccer Business, which gives them soccer marketing and sponsorship rights in exchange for a fee. It's not good and continues to push the focus off the pitch into the spotlight than what is happening on it.
Coming up now to 12 minutes after 6 o'clock, it is the 22nd of February, Thursday, and we're looking at traffic first of all, then we'll get to our forecast. Traffic's doing fine. A little bit of volume. It's building a little bit right now, but still moving nicely. Let's go to just a few MTO traffic cameras. QEW Welland, St. Catharines, very light there. Centennial Parkway still good. 403 Junction at Brant, no problems. Oakville, east of Royal Windsor, Mississauga at Cawthra, all doing okay. Temperature has just gone up a degree. Okay, we'll take that. Now, that's plus 6 degrees this morning. This is February still, isn't it? Isn't it still February? 6 degrees to start a morning here in February. The winds are fairly light from the south. It is a mainly cloudy sky to start. And for school today, we're going to climb to double digits, 10 degrees. Now, that's a degree off of a record for the day today. Sun-cloud mix, there is a chance. It's only a 40% chance of showers, particularly this morning. And that's because that low-pressure system is to the south of us, and it's going to just glance by to the south, crossing some showers into Lake Erie, but should just, well, most of it should miss the horseshoe, but that cold front is going to go through tomorrow. And that's really going to drop our temperatures as the day goes on tomorrow, the temperatures will drop. But look at these temperatures. Today, 9 and 10 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds to a mostly cloudy sky for the southern portion of the horseshoe into Niagara because that low going by is to the south, but some sun and 10. So tonight, temperatures stay mild, +1, +2 degrees, 0 for Peel and for Toronto as well. Fog will develop because the winds will be light, it'll be mild, and we're looking at fairly high humidity. Tomorrow we'll start off, actually the temperature will rise to these values, so we'll start there in the morning, but then later in the afternoon the temperature absolutely plummets as those winds shift around. Hamilton will go from +5 to -6 by later in the afternoon with a wind chill in the afternoon of -14. So all of a sudden it's back to winter. So mostly cloudy. It's a mild start to the morning right now. We are +6 at the moment. Long range coming up. Annette, Tim.
I bet, Emily, you're very happy with that.
I was doing my happy dance.
You're going to like the long range forecast too. We're getting into spring stuff.
I am, but I'm not loving the -14 wind chill tomorrow afternoon. No thanks.
Sorry, I ordered that because we got to go skiing on Saturday and you need the cool temperatures. So thanks for listening to me, Brian.
Thanks.
That's perfect. Works out perfect.
Now we know who to blame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like 2 feet of snow, actually. That would be very good.
Yeah, you still haven't got that snowmobile trip in yet, eh?
I'm leaving.
No. Come back, Emily. We'll get a little bit for everybody.
Okay, well, coming up in Chit Chat, Hilary Swank is starring in a brand new movie. The trailer brought me to tears. And a bunch of celebs are getting together to buy a movie theater, and they're going to completely restore it. It looks really cool.
Oh, you can eat popcorn. I'm down for that.
Oh, because you are a popcorn fiend. Yes.
See you at the couch.
Coming up in business news, want to catch a flight in Toronto but don't want to drive to Pearson? Well, tell you about a new program. You can check in at John C. Monroe. It is 6:17 on your Thursday morning, and the Canadian dollar is up almost a third of a cent this morning in overseas trading to 73.95 cents U.S. Gold is up $5.70. Crude oil is down 37 cents to $78.28 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up across the board.
Over in Asia, markets are up in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. What about North American markets? On Wednesday, a little up and down for the TSX and some gains for the Dow down in NASDAQ, but we'll see how they do on this Thursday, February the 22nd.
Air Canada passengers are soon going to be able to travel out of Hamilton International Airport. Not by plane, but by coach. Starting in May, Air Canada is testing out a new way of getting passengers to its planes at Pearson from Hamilton and Waterloo International Airports. Those with Air Canada tickets would check in Hamilton or Waterloo, get their boarding passes, then take just their carry-on and get on a coach bus for a non-stop drive to Pearson. Once they get to Toronto, they'll go directly through security while their bags are checked automatically. Aeroplan members will get points for both the ground and the air segments of their travel.
Okay, kind of interesting. Let's stay in Hamilton because businesses who want to install a temporary outdoor patio this summer catching a break from City Council. Yesterday's General Issues Committee meeting, councillors approved a motion that would see hundreds of dollars of application fees waived. City staff says ditching the fees, it's going to cost about $45,000 this year, and that money will be filled in with funds from the Economic Development Initiatives Fund. Mayor Horvath says it's not a lot of revenue to forego to help businesses, and the on-street patios, they really help create a sense of space and community. The city will also be looking for ways to lower the cost of safety barricades, as those expenses still need to be picked up by the businesses.
Almost 2/3 of Canadians have switched their main grocery store in the last year, all looking for better prices. A survey by Dalhousie University shows almost 30% of respondents chose their grocery stores based on discounts and promotions. Almost 60% say that they consistently look for discounted foods, looking for expiring or clearance items. Flyers are the most common way for shoppers to find these discounts, followed by mobile apps and in-store signage.
If you purchase something from Dollarama with an eco fee in the last few years, you could be eligible for a $15 gift card. The retailer has reached a proposed $2.5 million settlement. It stems from a class action lawsuit filed by a Quebec law firm that alleged Dollarama did not properly display the price of products subject to eco fees. The suit also alleged Dollarama charged a total price or environmental handling fee higher than displayed for these products or allowed by law. The court has to approve the settlement before any gift cards are handed out.
Toshiba Canada is recalling more than 1 million laptop AC adapters. It's because the flame retardant used in the device could actually cause it to overheat and catch fire. This recall includes AC adapters that are sold with Toshiba laptops and those that are sold separately. They have date codes between April 2008 and April 2014. No injuries have been reported in Canada, but the U.S. has had 679 reports of potential incidents, with 43 people reporting minor burns.
That's business news for this half hour. Our forecast going up, 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 and then down, 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 down. Little yo-yo. Also, you want to go to Mars but not go to Mars? That's coming up before the bottom of the clock, too.
Good morning, 6:24 on the button here on this Thursday morning. Looking at our MTO traffic cameras, just a quick overview. Nothing happening QEW Mountain in the Niagara area. Okay, now we're focusing in on a problem at the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Looks like we have a collision in the left lane, Toronto bound, coming up from the Eastport Drive area toward the top. As you can see, now we're starting to slow down here because of that situation that just happened, because it wasn't there about 30 seconds ago. So that is one problem that we have. Otherwise, Appleby line through to Sheraton in Mississauga, and the 403-407 split in Mississauga looks pretty good at the moment. So do the temperatures, actually, 6 degrees to start a morning in February. Wow, that's way, way above seasonal. 6 degrees for Hamilton, Mississauga, 5 for Grimsby and Toronto. A seasonal overnight low, where we figure we should be to start a morning in February, is -8. So that's how mild it is already. High of 0. That's a seasonal daytime high. We're already way above that. Those are our sun times and our records for today. And yeah, there is a chance of a shower for the morning hours. It's about a 40% chance, but it should be around 4? Well, we'll have to think about that one, because I think it might be a little higher than that by the first bell, because temperature's already going up, and we should hit 10 degrees, and we'll have a little bit more cloud cover for after school. So 10 degrees for the day today with that chance of showers. It'll dip to 1. Now you're saying, what, Brian, what are you doing here? 5 minus 6, what does that mean? Okay. We're going to climb from 1, the overnight low, to +5, and then as the day goes on, we're going to hit -6. So just in case you're only looking at those numbers, that's what that means. -14 is what the wind chill will be tomorrow afternoon, because those winds are going to get really strong from the northwest tomorrow. That's what's going to push our temperature down. -12 into Saturday morning, -2 for the high, so a chilly day Saturday. And then look at that, temperatures climb once again through the weekend into next week. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, NASA's looking for applicants to take part in a simulated 1-year mission to Mars, right here on Earth, kind of your own biodome.
Welcome to Biodome. Welcome to the future.
Thanks for that, Johnny. You probably won't be spending any time with the weasel, don't know that reference, but you won't be living in a biodome and eating space food. Each mission includes volunteer crew members living and working inside this 1,700 square foot habitat at NASA's Houston Space Center. So the crew will take simulated spacewalks, robotic operations, habitat maintenance, exercise, and oh yeah, like Matt Damon, that crop growth thing, potatoes.
No thanks.
How does he grow those potatoes?
In poop.
Yes. It's only open to U.S. citizens and permanent residents, unfortunately, if you're into it. NASA says they're looking for healthy, motivated non-smokers between the age of 30 to 55. Because this is actually the second time they've done it. They've already had people in there. They might still be in there, to be honest, and they're looking for the next batch.
Could
I think
you do it?
They're doing this 3 times.
No, I wouldn't want to do it.
Is there TV in there?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, well,
oh, but
okay.
then you wouldn't have TV on Mars. Yeah.
Or do we?
You could bring books, though.
Oh,
yes,
yes,
but you couldn't get
that's my
outside.
favorite
You couldn't
thing.
get outside. No. Okay,
Man, you're really working this through your head right now.
Yeah, and I'm not a U.S. citizen, so
Yeah.
there we go.
Right.
All for naught. Stay with us, though. We've got more to come right after the break.
You really have to, like, get the...